morning. Falana fought treason charges against protesters. Falana fought treason charges against protesters. You can get full details of that story on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Beyond direct cash transfer to 4.3 million Nigerians. Beyond direct cash transfer to 4.3 million Nigerians. That's an editorial there, and it's on page 4, or page 12 rather, of the Guardian newspaper this morning. I have this one saying PDP governors fought week's fire threats. PDP governors fought week's fire threats. That story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigeria now third most indebted nation to World Bank's IDA with $2.2 billion loans. Nigeria now third most indebted nation to World Bank's IDA with $2.2 billion loans. You can get full details of that story on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And still from the Guardian newspaper, let's take this one saying subscriber stranded as NIMC server down. Downtime slow SIM NIN updates. That story is on page 15 of the Guardian newspaper. And that was all from the Guardian this morning. Let's check the Punch newspaper very quickly. With this one also talking about the issue of petrol, as the banner headline here saying petrol price hike. Labour demands reversal set to meet. And this one says marketers await Dangote refinery pricing template as NNPCL emerges sole buyer. You can get full details of that story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper saying petrol price hike. Labour demands reversal set to meet. This one says marketers await Dangote refinery pricing template as NNPCL emerges sole buyer. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And we have this one saying hunger protest. Police squeeze staff of wanted Britain. Hunger protest. Police squeeze staff of wanted Britain. That story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And we have this one saying PDP governors knock Wike, says Fubara Rivers party leader. PDP governors knock Wike, says Fubara party leader. I can get full details of that story on page 42 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Power generation eats 5,313 megawatts. Power generation eats 5,313 megawatts. First time in 3 years. Can get full details of that story on page 28 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Edo governorship poll. Ighodalo will get over 65% votes. PDP boosts. Edo governorship poll. Ighodalo will get over 65% votes. PDP boost. And it's also saying APC-led governments will build on Oshiomole's legacy. APC-led government will build on Oshiomole's legacy. That's coming from Okpebolo there as regards to the issue of as regards Edo election. There's the stories on page 42 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We have this one saying Oyo Monarchs cancels Vice Chair tackles Shawun over Ogbomosho Chief Imam. Oyo Monarchs cancels Vice Chair tackles Shawun over Ogbomosho Chief Imam. That story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We have this one saying fleeing Butok enlargements doctor now in custody. Fleeing Butok enlargements doctor now in custody. That story is on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper this morning. 34 Yobe villagers killed by Boko Haram gets mass burial. 34 Yobe villagers killed by Boko Haram gets mass burial. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And that's all we have from the Punch newspaper this morning and also from the headlines this morning. Before we delve into the analysis, we'll be going on a very short commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll be analyzing some of the stories and then review them together. You also get to be a part of the program, like I said this morning. You can drop your comment on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can drop your comment there and watch us live on Facebook there this morning. And you can also call the studio lines when the time comes. I'll call out the studio lines for you to join the conversation this morning. Still news lesson on Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We'll be back after this short timeout.
The voice of integrity, omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
At break time, when my champ needs to keep going, he's going to need his favorite snack, made with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Break time is crunch time. So give your chance this delicious crunchy delight to keep them winning all day. Milo and a snacks. Snack of future champions.
Hello?
Hello there. I'm at the hospital right now because the kills are seriously ill. I've been on a long queue and the doctor is yet to attend to me. I don't know what to do again.
You know what? How about the numbers I gave you while leaving?
Oh, the e-Dokita numbers?
Yes.
Call them right away. They will attend to you immediately.
Hello?
Darling, just like magic. Junior is playing. Even Princess is eating like an adult.
You know I've told you to calm down. Our family is covered with e-Dokita Premium Plan. With eDokita, you have access to healthcare at your fingertips. Stop wasting your productive hours while waiting in the clinic for doctor. Subscribe today to any of eDokita plans and enjoy online chat and call consult, laser therapy, medical outreach, and home care services. Simply dial 0704-714-2000 or 0701-000-8670. Log on to www.edokita.com or visit us at eDokita, number 2 Ocean Street, New Bodija, Ibadan. eDokita, inspiring wellness.
Fresh news, best talk, hot music, where else?
Omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Alright, you're welcome back. This is the News Lens right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM, and you're welcome back to the show. We'll be going straight into the analysis of some of the stories that we have this morning. And already with me in the studio, I have Professor Wole Akinyemi. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning, Tayo. Good morning to our listeners around the world.
All right, let's talk about this issue. It's the issue of petrol scarcity and the petrol pricing at this point in time. Many Nigerians were surprised yesterday as NNPC now sells petrol at over 860 naira per litre. It's the banner headline on most of the Nigerian dailies this morning, and then it's a big story right there coming out from the Nigerian dailies this morning. Outrage as NNPC station sell petrol above 865 naira per litre. That's coming from the Nigerian Tribune there, saying independent marketers sell between 930 and 1,200 naira per litre. Increase worrisome and of fear. That's coming from NECA. NLC says it's a traumatic betrayal. Demands immediate reversal. New pump price will push more Nigerians into poverty. That's coming from an economist there. You can get full details of that story on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And then we have this one saying why NNPCL filling station adjusted prices by experts. This one says action a betrayal, says NLC. That story, you can get full details of it on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. The Guardian newspaper also said the same thing, confusion over new pump price as Dangote petrol sets for markets. The Punch also saying the same thing coming from the Labour angle, saying petrol price hike, Labour demands reversal set to meet. Marketers are waiting Dangote refinery pricing template as NNPCL emerges sole buyer. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Professor Wole Akinyemi, Nigerians now have to buy petrol at over 865 naira per litre, even at NNPCL. It seems the federal government is about to fix a new price for the petrol for the premium motor spirits, popularly known as petrol at this point in time. What's your take on this, Prof?
Go and write it down today. We have not gotten to where we are going. We are going to 1,000 naira per litre. It's so clear now that government has a strategy to use the petrol pricing template, the international price template for Nigeria. So unfortunately, the economy of the countries they are talking about is not the same as the economy of Nigeria. If you ask people that are sympathetic to federal government, they will tell you that Nigeria is probably one of the countries where people pay the lowest for fuel. But majority of the countries that pay highly for fuel, some of them don't even have this fuel. As we speak, Iran pays an equivalent of 45 naira per litre for fuel. How are they able to sustain this? The population of Iran is as much as the population of Nigeria, if not even more. It's because there is a high subsidy on that fuel. Why will a nation that has fuel producing it not be able to make the people of the country to enjoy it? What exactly are Nigerians enjoying? So I see it as a gang up, as a conspiracy against the people of Nigeria. With this new policy initiative, what the federal government had given to Labour with one hand, they have taken with the other hand.
Mm.
Because if people were earning 30,000 naira or 35,000 naira minimum wage when fuel was selling for about 400 naira per litre, and now you have approved 70,000 naira for them as minimum wage, and the oil is now taken to 1,000 naira, they have gained nothing. As a matter of fact, they are poorer for it. And that was why I said it the other time, that Labour should not be too enthusiastic. They should not rejoice too much, because they are dealing with a government that is not straightforward, a government that is not transparent. There is a whole lot of abracadabra that is going on in this government, which is most unfortunate. Okay, look at all the stories that we have been hearing about the refinery, turnaround maintenance. We hear big money being thrown at refineries over the years, and this maintenance was never done. They have been shifting the goalpost about re-overhauling Kaduna, Warri, and Port Harcourt refinery. They will tell us 2 weeks, and these people, they will lie, so they are not even ashamed to lie. The 2 weeks will come, they will now shift the goalpost again. Meanwhile, a lot of money is going down the drain in all of these areas. I do know that, considering the age of our refineries, most of the equipment that are in those refineries are obsolete. There is more modern technology to do refinery. Some of the things that we now use, some of the things that we put in those refineries, as of 2022, 2024, majority of the equipment in those refineries are obsolete. That is the reality of the matter. And instead of selling this refinery outright to private investors who will be able to manage it profitably, for one reason or the other, it will appear as if the people, some people, they call them cabas, whatever name you want to call them, they've decided that no, Nigeria should be exporting our crude and then be importing the PMS, because that is where they are getting their money. Now look at what has happened with Dangote. One would have expected, everybody was saying that, okay, with Dangote coming, it's a Daniel come to judgment. But what has happened now? At the dawn, the very day that Dangote was rolling out his fuel, that is the sign that the Nigeria government now is changing its pricing template. So this will tell you that, and I have always said it, that it's like we are postponing the day of reckoning in this country. Nigerians will be pushed to a point where they will say, no, we can't take it any longer. I hope the federal government will not allow Nigerians to get to this point.
Interesting one there. Let's talk about Labour. You mentioned Labour the other time, and saying that Labour is coming out now saying that they are demanding a reversal. They are saying Labour is saying very soon they will be meeting. The Punch report this morning saying Labour demands reversal set to meet. Saying that's not what they agreed on with the federal government. And then the Nigerian Tribune has a rider here from the banner headline saying NLC says is a traumatic betrayal. Describe this new pump price as a traumatic betrayal. That's what I was looking for, Professor Wale Akinyemi. The NLC is being betrayed at this time.
Yes, if they say the NLC is betrayed, it's well deserved. Why do I say so?
Okay.
When they were negotiating with government, they would have taken a more umbrella view. All the requests that they placed in front of government was too self-serving. As if Labour, the people that are working for government or the people that are members of the NLC are the Nigerians. What is the percentage of NLC members compared to generality of Nigerians? I would have expected that their request should have been one that will take care of the need of generality of Nigerians. Specifically talking about the issue of full reduction of fuel prices, reduction of a high tariff in the power sector, a security issue, and they didn't do all this. All they were just fighting for was wage increase. And I remember I warned at that time that this thing will backfire. Now it's backfiring. So if they are saying that they have been disappointed, yes, it's this that well served for them, because they also disappointed Nigerians. And I think that in negotiating further now, they will take a more umbrella view. They will be thinking of not just themselves, but about Nigerians.
Interesting one there. We talked about Dangote refinery setting up already set to roll out PMS to the Nigerian market. And then yesterday, the chairman of Dangote Group unveiled the new PMS, and he has something to say. Let's listen to Aliko Dangote this morning.
continue. We'll start. The journey has just started today. You are right. Really, even 5-6 years ago, I don't really have gray hair, but right now, it's history. But we thank God, at least we've been able to deliver. So I can say that, it's a golden gray hair, which I believe it is worth it. And I'm a very, very happy person today. I must thank really, our great team, led by Ms. Edwin, for making this dream, possible. I must thank, also Mr. Alaki for giving that support to make sure that, but most of my appreciation will go to, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government for giving us all the support. People can have different perception, but without the support of the government, we will not be here. That's what I keep saying. And I want to put on record that I want to thank the governor of Lagos, but he has done a marvelous job by giving us all the support. Because our gas link can be, that is PMS, can be in filling stations in the next 48 hours, depending on NNPC. On PMS, what I told you, it is an arrangement which was designed and approved by the Federal Executive Council, led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As soon as it is finalized, which he is pushing, once we finish with NNPC, it can be today, it can be tomorrow, we are ready to roll into.
All right, that was Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the chairman of Dangote Group, speaking there as regards the new product unveiled by the Dangote refinery yesterday. They unveiled the PMS yesterday, and then the Dangote Group chair was there appreciating the government, appreciated a lot of people, appreciated the Lagos State government and the federal government of Nigeria. And they asked him about pricing. He said he was not the one that would determine pricing, that the Federal Executive Council will have to sit on that and determine how much the price will be. Also talk about if the NNPC is ready, they will start the PMS will be in markets in less than 48 hours. That's according to Aliko Dangote. But then we heard here that NNPC they are set to be the sole buyer of Dangote products, that PMS from Dangote refinery. Professor Wale Akinyemi, he heard Aliko Dangote there, and he heard also talked about the issue of pricing, saying the federal government will determine the price of PMS, and he's saying probably in the next 48 hours, if the NNPCL is ready, depending on them, the Dangote petrol will hit the Nigerian markets. But then we heard in the news that the NNPCL as this probably will be the sole buyer of Dangote petrol at this point. What's your take on this?
I want to congratulate Alhaji Aliko Dangote at least for being able to have a refinery where a whole country like Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, is not able to have a functional refinery. But having said this, a man of wisdom does not listen to what people say. They listen more to things that are not that are unsaid. If you look at that statement by Alhaji Dangote, there is somebody that he ought to have thanked foremost, and that is the ex-president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. Why do I say so? This is the administration and this is the individual, one single individual that gave Alhaji Dangote all the leverage to be able to deliver that refinery. Make no mistake about that. So, and I can tell you that it's not as if it's an oversight, but he would rather thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now, because he knows that power is now has changed hands. But having said this, if you look at all the dynamics that has been happening, promising Dangote they will give it crude, they won't give it crude, they will sell at dollar, they will sell at naira, and all of that, you will know that he has no choice but to be the friend of the current.
He specifically thanked the Minister for Mineral Resources and Mr. Dele Alaki there.
Yes, because in thanking those people, he's thanking the henchmen of Mr. President. That is the honest to God truth. And you see, there is so much power in the presidency. Whoever that is the president of Nigeria is a custodian of everything in Nigeria. That office is being given a whole lot of power And that is why you find out that over the years, and I'm not saying this to demarket Alhaji Dangote. No, very, very hard-working businessman, very, very creative, very, very astute. But he has been supporting any government in power, Ajib. You know, any government that is there is the one that we support, because he knows that government have tremendous power to influence the prosperity of businesses in Nigeria. And that is the reality. And that's why he has been able to enjoy some measure of monopoly, even though he want to deny it. But one single individual has his hand in every pie in Nigeria. So that does not come easy, you know. However, let me leave that one to now go to an inefficient organization, an organization that needed to be unbundled, being the sole buyer of that refinery. Many Nigerians don't know that Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited do not produce one drop of oil. They are not active rather in the downstream, but or in the upstream, but basically as agents, as 10%ers, and that is what has fueled serious corruption and inefficiency in that company. How can you say such a very, very big organization with the kind of money that passes through it and the rest of it, and they say that they are into oil, apart from having filling stations, which is a more recent thing now? All they have just been doing is push files, and because of that, majority of the people that are even in that establishment, they do not even have the requisite qualifications to be in those businesses. But because of nepotism and so many other primordial considerations, these people that do not have the wherewithal to manage that sector effectively, they are the ones that are doing it. It is most unfortunate, it is regrettable, and moving forward, Nigeria must unbundle that company, starting with the sack of the managing director of NNPC. And I have nothing personal about Miye Karari. He has been there, he has served, but I believe that Mr. President knows what he's doing. He's using it for a particular purpose. I believe, and go and write this one down, as soon as the 1,000 naira liter litrage is achieved, Kyari will go.
Interesting one there. Let's talk about Dangote and monopoly. Many Nigerians are saying that probably now Dangote is about to monopolize the oil sector too. Considering the markets and the likes like that, many things are going on as we speak. Many are skeptical. NNPC being the sole buyer of the Dangote refinery. They are saying, is it not that we are about monopolizing the oil sector too, just like we did for some other sectors? Professor Wole Akinyemi, what's your take on this?
As we speak, there are so many private investors that are investing in refinery. I think there are about 3 or 4 of them now. They may not be as massive as a Dangote, but if you put all of those together too, it will provide the kind of competition that we want in the sector. So I don't see Alhaji Dangote monopolizing the oil sector in Nigeria. The absolute truth of the matter is that Alhaji Dangote, I'm sure does not even want to do that, because oil is the product that he produces. He has said it that even if Nigerians are not buying, he will sell to outsiders. And I won't blame him, because he's a businessman, and the money that is used to put that refinery together is syndicated loan. The kind of money that some countries cannot even afford to borrow. So this money must be paid back. And his major consideration is not nationalism or whatever you be, or patriotism, or anybody. His major consideration is good return on investment.
Okay, that's an interesting one there. Let's check some other story very quickly this morning. Talking about the issue of a certain Briton who is currently has been declared wanted by the Nigerian police this morning. Hunger protest, police squeezes staff of wanted Britain. That's according to the Punch newspaper. The story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. You can also get the story on some of the front pages of the national dailies this morning, talking about this certain man who has been declared wanted by the Nigerian police. They're saying he knows he has some questions to answer by the Nigerian police, and then they are saying he should come on board from his hidden place to come and answer them. Let's get a background to that report this morning, the British national declared wanted yesterday, that was 2 days ago, by the Nigerian police, Andrew Wayne, for allegedly plotting to overthrow President Tinubu's administration, has denied the allegation. Okay, Wayne denied the allegation. Wayne spoke to newsmen from his base in the United Kingdom, and he said he was not even aware he had been labeled a fugitive. The rebuttal comes a few hours after Nigerian police placed a 20 million naira bounty on his head along with a Nigerian, Lucky Obiyan, who was described as an accomplice. The Nigerian police came on board. You could remember they busted the NLC secretariat a few weeks ago, and they said they have some certain criminal elements living in that place. Let's listen. Let's go back. Let's flash back a little bit to when the police PPRO came on board and said and stated reasons why they busted the NLC secretariat the other time.
As a property called NSC, that is Labour House, and I'm sure you know the NSC sublets some of the major rooms, major shops and outlets within the complex to individuals. And the NLC secretariat is on the 10th floor. That's 10th floor. And we are discussing national security. We have been working on a particular man who has been a global criminal, not only a threat to Nigeria or African continent, but to the whole world. And incidentally, with our scientific analysis of certain information about this man, we discovered that he's on the 2nd floor of the Labour House. And with the nature of the case, whether there is any authority or no authority, is a coordinated operation. Not only the Nigeria Police Force. But we take the lead when it comes to the issue of internal security. We have been able to have a coordinated operation. The team...
All right, that was a police spokesperson there, Miwa Dejobi, speaking there as regards the operation that they went through the other time at the NLC secretariat where they busted the place, saying it's not really about the NLC president per se, but then they had some criminal elements in that place. But then the man in question, Andrew Wayne, also known as Andrew Povich, has come out to say that he's not even aware that he's a fugitive. He's saying he doesn't know anything as regards what the Nigerian police force is saying. Let's take a good listen to Andrew Wayne.
Fugitive. I am not aware that I am running away from the law. I've been visiting Nigeria for 25 years. I've had a bookshop in the NLC offices right in the center of Abuja for 7 years. And all that time, of course, the security forces have paid no interest in me. I only have one nationality. I've only ever had one nationality. And the name on my passport is Andrew Wynne, and I operate with a nickname. I mean, I think really it started as differentiating, in a sense, the broadly political education work I do with the bookshop. I am more than happy to talk to the police. I'm more than happy to have a discussion on WhatsApp, on Zoom. I'm more than happy to go to London and meet with officials from the Nigerian High Commission. If they want to start the conversation, then I think that is more... I'm not aware that I'm...
All right, that was the man in question, Andrew Povich or Andrew Wayne, whichever one you want to call it, Professor Wale Akinyemi. This issue has been going on for about over a month now, and then the police has declared the man wanted. And then, right about now, the latest development is that the man should come out from his hidden place to come and answer the police. He came out, he spoke to some newsmen, and he said he's not even aware that he's a fugitive. At this point in time, he's not aware that he has some criminal cases to answer. But then the Nigerian police have said he should come out from his hidden place and answer some questions. What's your take on this, Prof?
Issue of security is not something that should be treated with kid gloves. There are so many things that will be known to security operatives that the average person on the street will not know, and that is why I'm very, very careful to comment when issues of security is concerned. But let me say this, that this man is a foreigner, and because he's a foreigner, it will be treated fairly. Why do I say it will be treated fairly? Because it will involve diplomatic relationship. He's a Briton, and whatever decision Nigeria government takes on dealing with this man with the instrumentality of law, the British government will be interested. I'm sure they will not want to do anything that will embarrass Nigerian government in the international scene. Let us say that the situation is the other way around. If a Nigerian is suspected to be doing, a Nigerian resident in Britain is suspected to be doing some things to undermine the security of that nation, the government will not take it with kid gloves. They will call him, and then they will also deal with the person under the instrumentality of law. So this is what I expect. But if you look at the way this man has responded, that he said he's not even aware that he's a fugitive and the rest of it, I want to believe that the Nigeria government should tread very, very carefully on this matter, because I believe that if it is something about espionage, if it's a spy or something, his government will have used that leverage to evacuate him from Nigeria longest time before. You remember the way the man that was involved in what was that? What was it? Binance or whatever?
Binance.
Yes. How even when he was in custody, how he escaped Nigeria. So that's to tell you that if this man wants to escape, he will have escaped. The fact that he's there and he's talking so confidently, it means that our security operatives should tread very, very warily, so that they know they do not do something that will result in an international embarrassment for the Nigerian government.
Interesting one there. All right, we need to go on a very short commercial break now. When we return, Newslands will continue right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
Voice of integrity on omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
I will show you. Junior, don't do that.
Sweetheart, no matter what you do, we show you love. So you can show more love to everyone.
Mom, how do you show more love to everyone? I will show you love.
Show some more love today with 4 more packs of your favorite Indomie noodles in Indomitable and Super Pack cartons. Also, each Indomitable pack is now 200 Naira, while Super Pack is now 350 Naira. So hurry now. Offer valid till stock lasts.
In any emergency, every second counts. The Nigerian Communications Commission brings you the 112 emergency toll-free line, available nationwide, anytime, any day, absolutely free. With just 3 simple digits, 112, help is on the way. Dial from any network at any time. No charges, just immediate response. Remember, the 112 toll-free line directly connects to emergency services. If you need the police, fire service, ambulance services, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nigeria Civil Defense Corps, and more. Because when it comes to saving lives, we're all in this together at NCC. NCC, connecting Nigeria.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. You need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Stay in power, you find it all in peak. Every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. And the peak goes on.
Power on every morning with a Peak protein breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak, reach for your peak. The voice of integrity, 87.7 FM.
Alright, you're welcome back. It's still Newslands right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. And it's that time of the program where you get to join the conversation. This morning, the studio lines are open 07047007999. 07047007999. You can also call us on 08053888933. 08053888933. You can drop your comment on Facebook also at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. At omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We have some comments there on Facebook already, and then we'll be taking them very quickly this time. You can also let your calls start coming in. We want to hear from you this morning as we got some of the things you have to say, as we got some of the things we've discussed this morning. All right, let's take some few comments on Facebook this morning. We have some comments here already this morning. We have this one coming from Maya Joseph Tajan saying, "Good morning, Mr. Tayo. I'm renewing my hope in the present administration already. Many policies are yet to be introduced, and I'm sure my fellow Nigerians are happy with the present government. May God bless Nigeria." Interesting one there. May God bless Nigeria. Okay, we have this one coming from Oluwaseun Root saying, "Good morning, Mr. Tayo. It's a pity that the Dangote refinery that we think will help in bringing the problems associated with food crisis to an end already being sabotaged by the NNPCL with their statement of being the sole buyer of the Dangote petroleum, which has further shown that expecting anything meaningful from this NNPCL under the leadership of Mele Kyari is like building castle in the air. And I think it should be thrown the towel so that the competent hands can take over to salvage the country, because these hardships are too much." That's coming from Oluwaseun Roots. Okay, Awuyemi Peter Olumide is saying, "Good morning." Good morning to you too. You can join the conversation this morning. Studio lines are open 07047007999, 07047007999. You can also call us on 08053888933. Drop your comment too on Facebook. Definitely let the conversation start going and continue on Facebook this morning as regards some of the national issues that we've discussed this morning. Professor Wale Akinyemi, very quickly, your parting shots to Nigerians this morning.
Parting shots to Nigerians: we should try to be very patriotic. We should try and see we contribute our own quota to national development. We should know that things are bad, but it's likely to get worse before it gets better. So we should all brace ourselves for that. We should embrace agriculture. That's in everybody, no matter how small. Try and be growing food. That's the only way we can have food security. So whatever we can do as individuals, if the multiplier effect of it will result into a better nation, and it will put pressure on government to be more responsive and responsible.
Thank you very much, Professor Wole Akinyemi, for being a part of the program this morning.
The pleasure is mine.
And that's all we'll be able to take on the program. Newslands this morning on Omoluwabi 7.7 FM. Up next is Sport Ribs with Jonathan Ibileki, right after which Kakakiroin will be coming on board at exactly 8:30 on this dial. On to some other time. You join me again tomorrow morning. That's around 7 a.m., exactly 7 a.m. till around 8 a.m. on this dial on the program Newslands, where we review some of the headlines that made it to the Nigerian dailies tomorrow. Let's make it a day tomorrow again. All right, until then, like I always say, do not forget that nation building, nation development is not just the responsibility of the people in power alone. It is the responsibility of all of us as a whole. We, the citizens, also have a role to play. The leaders have the role to play, and we, the followers, too, have some kind of role to play too. So, like Prof said, let us all be patriotic and let's do the needful at the right time. On some other time, my name is Oluwatayo Ajewole. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.